happens. So I'd pack my exercise kit in my bag, and then you have all these people looking at you when you're leaving work in your exercise wear and wondering, what is she doing? Like, why is she even trying? Some of them would comment and you just let it pass by your ears. So I start walking and I do it on a daily basis. Being overweight comes with a lot of low self-esteem, like I mentioned. So I didn't want to be in the public eye and actually fail, and people are asking you, oh, you've been doing all this, but nothing has happened. So I'd make sure I'll do all my work. Everybody's rushing to go home. I change into my kit and I decided I'll just walk around the hill. So I'd walk around the hill and I'd get so breathless and actually want to sit or call somebody and say, you know what, pick me up from here, I have failed. But I said, you know what, it's okay, take it as slow as you can, but make sure you get the distance you planned in. So that's how I started. It became a daily routine. Then I was reading up on all sorts of diets that could work, because exercise goes hand in hand with diet. You must use the two. You can't choose to use one. Otherwise, the formula is using both. So you can't use one. So I kept reading up and came across all sorts of diets and read about how you can boost your metabolism, because I needed my metabolism to run at a higher rate so that I can actually burn more than the usual that I was burning, because that's the only way you can do it. Because when you're overweight, the body demands for food. So much as you're trying to cut down the portions, there will be frequent times when you will fail because the body is demanding. You have to have enough glucose to actually meet the body's demand. So yes, you'll be on a journey to reduce your calories and reduce what you eat, but the body will also keep fighting because overweight. So I had to look for ways, how else can I boost my body to burn a lot more at a faster rate so that I can actually shed even as I am feeding. So I tried diet after diet, diet after diet. I juiced, I did keto, I did low carb, I did fasting. There's literally no diets that I didn't do. I did forever living diets. I did one that's called C9. It's a 9-day diet. So I have done lots of things to actually try and get to lose this weight, because it won't come easy. You have to keep pushing your body. Yes, you will fail, but every time you try, you will achieve something. So I did all sorts of that, but kept up the exercise, and then decided to increase the pace at which I was walking. I didn't jog because I feared for my knees. Being overweight, there is a lot of pressure on your knees, and if you push yourself too far, you're actually likely to get permanent injuries. So for me, it was brisk walking. It was daily brisk walking, minimum 30 minutes, 2.5 kilometers minimum. And I did that at least every Monday to Friday. I made sure I did that. Then on the weekends, there are simple things like you need something from town. Instead of going with the car, I chose to park the car and actually walk to town, pick whatever I needed from town, and actually walked back. Because it's a weekend, so you can plan your time. So I wouldn't be in a hurry. The other thing that helped me was to develop accountability through different people. I opened up to a number of people that, you know what, I'm actually trying to lose weight and this is what I'm doing. So I had a number of people, when I would slacken or give myself breaks, who would say, but you told us, that you decided you're going to exercise 5 times a week, or you told us you're going to use this particular plate to feed so that your portions are in control, or you told us this week you're not eating this, how come we see you eating it? Especially my household. Incidentally, I had a male household, but he was very supportive. He'd say, Mom, this is what we've agreed, this is what you've said you're going to eat. So he'd make sure that that's what he preps for you if he's prepping a meal. He wouldn't prep anything more. And when he'd realize actually you're eating outside what you agreed, he'd be like, but Mom, we agreed, you said this is what you're going to eat. And my sons also actually realized, I told them, you know what, I'm actually trying to lose weight and this is what I'm going to do. So there is a nice support system if your children are able to understand and actually know it, because they were my backup. They'd be like, Mommy, you said you're not going to eat rice, but we see you eating rice. What happened? Have you changed your mind? And then, yeah, you click, you know what, you actually shouldn't be eating these things, and it's embarrassing before the children to actually tell them, I am doing this, and you don't follow through. So it was a good support system for me. But I also had friends and relatives who were staying close by, who also knew. And when they would realize that, okay, I haven't gotten out today to walk, they'd come and say, oh, today aren't you going to walk? We haven't seen you walk. Are you well? Is something wrong? Because they knew my routine now. So it helps to have a support structure. It helps to have as many people you're accountable to. Because even when you decided to intentionally forget, there'll be that one person who will remind you that, you know what, you decided to do this for you and you are not doing it. Over time, I am generally a slow loser, though I looked out for all these foods that would boost my metabolism and intentionally get them. But I realized my weight loss is the slow-paced loss. But this did not deter me. I chose to celebrate every small positive gain. If I lost half a kilo in a month, it was okay. The most important thing that I kept telling my mind was, you haven't added anything. That was the baseline, to make sure that I do not add anything. The best would be to lose, but the worst would be to gain. So of course there were a few instances when I'd gain a kilo or two, and it takes a lot of work to actually lose a kilo or two. So encourage yourself even when you lose half a kilo. The other thing I decided to do was, which is being too meticulous, but it works for me, weighing in every beginning of week. Because we know as we go through the week, for me, I've realized that Monday to Friday are high discipline days. So chances are I will do most of the things right during the week. But Saturday and Sunday, which are the weekend, then you slacken. And many people call them cheat days. So cheat days usually make you actually lose the milestones that you've achieved during the week. So what I do is actually weigh in every beginning of week to know how bad it is and how much work I'll have to put in to actually get back at least to where I was the previous week. So I weigh in every Monday. I call it stock taking. I weigh in every Monday to know whether I've actually put on or whether I have shed or whether I'm still at the same weight. And it's one of the things that has actually helped me to stick in there. Don't beat yourself up when you, for instance, choose a diet and you can't follow through. Acknowledge that yes, you have failed, but also tell yourself that it is possible to actually pick up and actually do it. Plan ahead. Like I told you, I had a wonderful house help who would shop every weekend and know that mommy is going to eat this, and that. The rest of the household is going to eat this, and that. And he would make sure that I don't go outside what I have planned. He'd even ask, how do you want it prepared? And he would prepare it. So have your support system at home on board and teach them the way you would want the meals prepped, plan for the whole week so that they are aware, and then try and follow through as much as possible. The other thing is drinking a lot. We take hydration for granted, but it does a lot for us, especially water and fluid. It's something that helped me to avoid binging, because when you drink a lot, somehow you always have something in your stomach, so you don't get those hunger pangs that normally you would get, and you're bound to actually look for something you didn't pack or you didn't prep because you've gotten breakthrough hunger in between your meal time, maybe you've already had your meals. So if you're drinking, somehow you don't get the temptation to binge eat. So it's been a lot of learning, and I'm still learning. I've been able to maintain for about 3 years now and counting. And I believe it's something achievable, but you have to be determined. You have to have a lot of accountability. And yes, it is possible. It is possible to lose the weight. It will be a seesaw until you learn your body type and learn how to listen to your body. Because for me, once I gain, there are certain things that happen. I get more bloated, I get disturbed sleep, I get sagging tummy. Even if it's just a kilo, my tummy will start to sag. I'll get a change in my breathing pattern, so I'll know, yes, I've actually fitted something. So there are small signs that your body will tell you. Maybe your heart will start racing, and you realize that actually when you start to lose, these signs actually come back to normal. So it's a process, it's a journey, but it is a worthwhile journey, and it is something I purposed, especially after advancing in my medical career and realizing that there are so many avoidable diseases that could be prevented just by getting this one thing in control. So it is something I have purposed, and I am now looking out at helping people or supporting people to actually get onto this journey and stick to it, because many on board but many fall off. So mine is to support them to stick to the course. So thank you, and let's meet again.